My name is Daja, and I hope you find serenity.
I hope you find serenity. I hope you find serenity.
Peace and greetings, y'all. It's another episode of Dreaming with Daja. So I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm slipping. I'm very sorry, y'all. But it's not all the time that I have a dream that's worth sharing. So actually on this episode of Dreaming with Daja, I'm going to be telling y'all about a dream that I had, I think maybe 2 years ago, but it's a dream that I will never forget. Relax. Relax. Stop it. Stop it. I'm trying to make a video. Relax. I'm a dog mother now. It's a lot more annoying than being a cat mother, but I will say that I love her and she's so cute. Okay, ciao. All right, I'm going to tell y'all about a dream I had that was one of the most profound dreams of my life, and that's actually the reason I began Find Serenity. So, I believe I had this dream at the very end of 2019 or the very beginning of... Yes, it was definitely the very ending of 2019. Because I know that it came before I had the realization that I wanted to offer inner child healing. And the first time that I offered inner child healing was through a course that I did January 2020. So, oh wait. No, it was January 2021. My mistake. So it was the very end of 2020 because it was January 2021 when I did my first course in inner child healing. So, I had a dream that I was driving a car and I was going to this elementary school and I was pulling into the parking lot. There were hundreds of kids outside and lots of cars lined up. And I knew I was there to pick somebody up, but I didn't know who I was there to pick up. So I was looking in the crowd of children and I was like, who am I here to get? Trying to see if I recognize anybody. And then I saw little me. I saw like a 6 or 7-year-old Daja standing in the crowd of children, and I knew that's who I was there to pick up. And when I looked at her and she looked at me, we both were like shocked to see each other. And I don't remember more of that part. Like I don't remember if she actually got in the car or anything, but I remember later in the dream that I was driving still, but this time it was dark and I was going down a road, like couldn't see anything. Everything was black except for what I could see through the car headlights. And there was something like a figure in the distance in the center of the road. And when I got closer to this figure, it was again a little version of me. This time I was dressed differently than earlier in the dream, little me. And I remember I don't remember now what it was that I was wearing, but I remember that when I had this dream that I was wearing something that I remember having worn as a child. So it was some clothes that I really owned, I really wore. And again, like I saw her in the center of the road and like I stopped and like we were both shocked to see each other. But that's all I remember. And this dream since I've had it, it's been like, oh my God, it was one of the coolest dreams I've ever had because it kind of felt like I was going back in time. And I wonder even if I had that dream when I was a little girl from the other perspective of being picked up by my older self and then seeing my older self in the road. I don't know, of course, but it seems like this connection within the timeline that I was able to really time travel to see that version of myself just because of the way she reacted. And yeah, after having this dream in my reflection, I was like, inner child healing. Like, I hadn't even heard that term much, but I just knew that that is what it was. I was like, I need to heal my inner child. Like going back to that version of me around 6 and 7 in particular was a time that some things occurred that I really needed to heal from and that I've been healing from so profoundly. And that's what inspired it. And then I was like, I'm going to do a course. I'm going to teach people about the inner child and about healing from childhood trauma. Like it all came just through this dream and then through like, downloads from spirit. And then after I offered that, or at the time that I was creating the flyers and beginning to share about it, I started to see all these different things about inner child healing. from other people who I followed, from people on YouTube. It started to come up everywhere. It was like, and then hearing it like in conversation with people and being like, as soon as I opened it up, all of a sudden I'm able to like see how it's being experienced by the collective. So I know it's not me alone that was going through this at this time. Like, it's the collective healing journey right now is inner child healing. And it feels really powerful. One of my very favorite dreams, I will never forget it. Of course, like I said, some of the memories are blurry. I don't remember anymore what I was wearing. But I remember how it felt to have this dream and to wake up from it. And I remember how important it felt. And yeah, so I decided to offer this course. I did a 6-week inner child healing course where I met with this group of women once a week. And we moved through different topics surrounding the inner child. It was really beautiful. And at that point, I was still offering it under my Instagram name, Princess Nappy. And soon after I offered the course, I had my I Hope You Find Serenity Instagram since before the course. I decided to make it one day randomly, and I started to share like just some poems on there. And I was like, okay, it could be like my Finsta. I'm not really gonna follow people. I'll just share some poems, and it'll just be another place to express. So I had the I Hope You Find Serenity page up, and I think I was looking at it one day, and I was like, this is where I need to be sharing the inner child work, is through the I Hope You Find Serenity page. And then I was like, I Hope You Find Serenity. That's the name. Like, Find Serenity. That's the name. And it all connected. And at the same time, once I had the name, I was like, retreats too, because I had been wanting to share retreats. And I didn't know exactly in what capacity or in what way or under what modality I wanted to share them. Because, you know, there are like holistic retreats, there are raw eating retreats, there are yoga retreats, there are all types of women's retreats, men's retreats, you know, there's all types of ways to share it. But I knew I wanted to be involved with retreats, but I didn't know how. And with all of the, once I unlocked inner child healing, I was like, that's what I want to offer. That's it, with Find Serenity. And if you don't know I Hope You Find Serenity, you hear it in my intro. That song is my song Serenity, which is on iTunes and Spotify and all these things. It's my only song that's on those things. It's called Serenity by Princess Nappy. I dropped it in 2018. I think I wrote it in 2018 as well. And that song was just one of the most resonant songs I ever wrote. It was like my most successful song that I shared, mostly because I didn't share much except for on SoundCloud. But in the song I say, I hope you find serenity. And I didn't know when I wrote it just how important it was and how much it was going to become my whole entire life. Finding serenity. And feeling like I've found serenity and now sharing it with others and telling them, well, I hope you find serenity too. I've got the word serenity tattooed on my hip, which I got right after putting out the song. My farm is Finca Serenidad, Serenity Farm. Yeah. Every now and then people online, they'll message me and they'll call, like on my I Hope You Find Serenity page, and they'll call me Serenity. They'll think it's my name, and it resonates. It resonates a lot. All right. So that was another episode of Dreaming with Daja. I have many more to share. I'm going to share some past dreams with y'all until I have another profound one in the now that needs to be shared. So thanks for listening. And as always, I hope you find serenity.
I hope you find serenity.